What up guys, DJ Semi here, just giving you a quick overview of this wonderful new gadget I picked up the other day. This is called the Midi Fighter Twister, available from DJ Techtools. Amazing little gadget this. It's basically a sequencer, well that's the current application anyway. It's a MIDI box, 16 encoders, and the sequencer is basically the firmware that the guys at DJ Techtools have put inside this wonderful gadget, which allows it to turn one of your Traktor remix decks into a mini drumming tool. It's amazing, really good gadget, and looking forward to getting this for a long time. Once the rumours were out there sort of 6-7 months ago that this could be done, and wanting for a long time to be able to put my own beats into Traktor, and you know, trying the old school ways of putting things in there, like using slaved devices, linked machine micros and things into Traktor, which kind of worked, but a little bit cumbersome and quite a bit flaky on occasion if you didn't get everything set up just so. And this guy comes along and he just makes everything a lot simpler. So how does it work? Well, as you can see there, 16 encoders, they rotate endlessly, and they've also got push buttons inside. And what's not really obvious until you actually get up close is that even though it's got like a matte kind of rugged finish to the outside, just around each of these dials is actually quite a nice set of illuminated lights, which they're kind of dim at the moment. You can't really see much there at the moment, but once I actually sort of engage a few of the buttons and start some patterns and things going, then it becomes alive, and especially at night time looks pretty cool. Obviously it's black, so fits in with the rest of the gear here. But yeah, there's a much more comprehensive video on how this thing actually works out on the DJ Techtools website. But just as a quick overview, again, 16 encoders. If you go along in terms of rows, top line controls the voice, i.e. the clips that are being fired off within the actual remix deck itself. You turn it to the right and it just scrolls down the particular channel of sounds that you actually wanted to fire off. So as you turn this to the right, it will actually go down the bank of remix decks and select the next clip in the sequence. So top, if you turn, changes the voice that you're actually firing off. The actual pushing in of each of these top buttons actually allows this particular channel to go off to the effects within Traktor, which at the moment I'm using the F1 to control via the Tekken map in there. But that's the top row. The next row down, this actually controls the patterns. Okay, so if you leave it in the off position, all the way to the left, nothing's firing off into the sequencer. As soon as you start to turn to the right, the patterns become much more complex, from a simple 4 to the floor beat all the way to a really staccato kind of pattern and things. And then we've got volumes on the next row, and a mute if you push in, and the bottom is a filter on if you push in for that as well. So rather than me yap at you, let me actually show you how this thing works. So if I get a channel going, turn on a particular voice, and then if we just get the volume up, say to 1, and choose a default volume like so, and get the thing playing. So you can see obviously the sound coming through now. If I do the volume a bit there. So as I said, we're in position 1, simple kick. Different patterns available to be selected, just like so. Filter allows you to cut the harshness out, make things a little bit more subtle. Simple as that, really. If I don't like that kick, I just choose another one like so. I like this second one there, that's quite nice. And then, so I've got snares on this particular one here, like so. Get a hi-hat going. And what have we got on over on this voice here? So the beauty of this again is that you can send each of these separately to your effect. So if, for example, I wanted to really isolate that hi-hat, push in like so. Again, I'm using the F1 mapping with Tekken's wonderful little sequencing stuff there, just to be able to fire off something a little bit more subtle to that particular channel only. So if you can hear that, that's like the dub fire delay on top. Little reverb just on this particular channel alone. Or you can put it over here on the little click there. Nice subtle effect. And the way that this particular mapping works, you can actually just lock a sound in, just capture it, so you don't need to be pressing the buttons. If you like a particular sound, you can just leave it fired off there. And obviously the best bit about all of this is that you can slave this directly to the sounds of a track that's already playing in one of the other decks. Simple as that, really. So I've got a fuller video with a demo using this particular new gadget with a couple of tracks just to give it a little play. But it's really, really cool. So simple to set up, so simple to use. Definitely worth a look if you're not really a big fan of all of the more complicated and more powerful machine type links than this. If you just want to get a simple beat and pattern going from scratch on the fly, just to give your sets a little bit more of a flavour, definitely worth checking this gadget out. Midi Fighter Twister from djtechtools.com. Check it out.